Welcome to Discovery. We have a new channel and I want to welcome everyone to this brand new channel that I've created. Review Nation has moved away from all those fans that just wanted reactions. We are just a review channel now and I'm so damn excited to just start this channel. We've done well. We're at 60 subscribers now. I'm so damn happy. I just feel like all this weight has lifted off my shoulders, but you guys that have jumped along are very interested in what I do, so I do appreciate all the support. Make sure you comment below your favorite albums of this week as well. I got a really cool discovery for you guys this week, as we're going to first look at the singles, then we'll go into the albums of this week, and then I'm going to tell you of the albums I've explored last week, whether it be old or new. So let's kick off with the first single, and we're going to one of the bigger bands, and Evanescence put out a song called Wasted on You. This song, in my opinion, is a very beautiful, soft, angelic song. I do really love the chord progression throughout the song, and overall it's telling a big story. And watching the music video as well, you can tell that they are stuck in isolation. You can tell they made this song during isolation, and honestly, I cannot wait for this new album. This song is catchy as anything. It is very catchy. It's quite melodic. It's sort of a ballad, you could say, but it's quite a heavy ballad. I think the last album was 2011, so I'm so damn excited for another Evanescence album. It's the overall emotion conveyed by Amy Lee as well. Her vocals are so damn good. I love the dynamic range. Although I do have a pet hate with this song, is that some of this song does sound like Creep from Radiohead in my opinion, especially that chord progression throughout that chorus. But overall, it's a pretty tight and cohesive song by Evanescence. And you guys, if you haven't checked out Evanescence, check out Waste on You. I would definitely recommend it. So the next song we're going to talk about is Lamb of God, Colossal of Hate. This is all about division of humanity. It's not as good as Memento Mori, but it's a hell of a lot better than Checkmate in my opinion. Colossal of Hate, which is a very hard-hitting, fast, groovy song, incorporating some technical elements along with aggressive elements as well. But his vocals, on the other hand, are so damn good. I love the lyrics overall, I love the themes on this song, and damn, it's an absolute banger. Not to mention it's really nice guitar moments, along with a really nice drum fills as well. So the next single I'm going to talk to you about is another Paradise Lost single that they just released called Ghost. I do love that guitar melody throughout this song, and his vocals are so damn good. He incorporates cleaner vocals throughout this song, but throughout the conclusion he finally incorporates those growls like something out of Medusa. I honestly cannot wait for this new album Obsidian to drop, which will be released sometime next month, I think. I absolutely love Paradise Lost. The last single, which was Fall From Grace, was so damn good, so damn energetic, and his growls, his harsh growls were absolutely incredible. I do love that guitar melody throughout Ghost, and that chorus, Jesus Christ, so damn good. I love his operatic vocals conveyed throughout this song. And now we moved on to a very fun song, Tortuga by Alestorm. This song is fantastic. Honestly, cannot wait for this album to drop. Really love Alestorm. Whoever doesn't like Alestorm can fuck off. I really love this song. I love the chorus. I love the verses. And Captain Yarvase is in it. And music video is so damn good as well, as he pisses on someone. Overall, this album is going to be a really good album. I cannot wait. This album, Curse of the Crystal Coconut, will be released in May sometime. But damn, it's very catchy. Surely there are some pop elements along with electronic elements as well. But you get a really nice guitar riff, especially throughout that chorus. So it's a pretty solid song in my opinion. Now we're moving on to newly released albums. Now, the first album I'm going to talk to you about is Barishi and the album Old Smoke. So in case you don't know, Barishi are a sort of a progressive death metal sludgy band. They also incorporate some really sludgy moments. It's very progressive, like there's different sort of time signatures. It runs around 50 minutes, but damn, this album really packs a punch. You get some really nice drum moments. Probably my favorite song is Blood Aurora. These songs are around about 10 plus minutes. You put on this album and it's like a journey. Mainly harsh vocals throughout this album, but we finally get some clean vocals throughout Old Smoke, which is about 14-minute song. But it's definitely one of the best songs because it showcases everything what Barishi has. Clean vocals, some really nice soft moments, some really heavy moments as well. This album can get as heavy as fuck. Reminds me of bands such as Opeth, reminds me of bands such as Mastodon. Absolutely a really awesome band to check out. I would definitely recommend Barishi Old Smoke. So the next band I'm going to talk to you about is Alda, and they dropped an album called Omens. God, we got a really good prog record. This year's lacking a lot of prog. And finally we get Barishi, which is quite proggy, and now we get Omen, psychedelic, progressive, because overall this album is one of the best albums of April. They incorporate proggy elements, they also incorporate some psychedelic guitar effects, and those riffs throughout this album, you'd swear some of the riffs sound like Black Sabbath. Now, they released an album back in 2017, Reflection of the Floating World. That was a fantastic album, and now we get Omens. And this band can't do wrong in my opinion because you get some really interesting, unique vocals. His vocals are very unique. Surely at first listen you may not like him, but throughout this album you start to really enjoy him. And that's what I really love about Alda, is because it's a very highly listenable band. This album is definitely not in your face. It's quite relaxing. It's like you're sitting in a cinema and Alda is taking you for a ride. It's a cinematic themed album and I absolutely love it. Overall, this album's amazing in my opinion. I would definitely recommend you Aldas if you like prog, if you like prog rock. Okay, so then we move on to Danzig, and his album sings Elvis. You were always on my mind. You were always. Now, I'm a big Elvis fan and I was pretty excited because I do like Danzig and his films and everything, so I was pretty excited, and I know he's a big Elvis fan as well. When I first played the song Is It So Strange, I was quite impressed with his vocals, and also One Night, his vocals were pretty good as well. The things that we do like would make my dreams come true. But as I made my way throughout this album, I noticed one thing was the production. I'm not shitting you, but the original Elvis songs are so much heavier than the cover songs on this album. Tell me that this album is flat as anything. Instrumentals are fucking pathetic. They really are. Basically, you're stripping all the instrumentals and you're just showcasing his voice. Okay, so you're showcasing his voice, but Elvis believed that the band were also the main importance in a song. And what they did here was they stripped away the instrumentals and they were so low in the mix, which really pissed me off because some melodies throughout Elvis songs are absolutely fantastic. Oh no, you don't get much melody through Always on My Mind. You don't get trumpets or horns or even intense drums throughout these cover songs. Come back and maybe I won't play house with you. All in the house, yeah. Come back, baby, I won't play house with you. Let's play some house. No, you. You'd rather listen to an original Elvis song with some drums, with some guitar, not some basic stripped down shit like this album. This album was very disappointing to me. Although Danzig's vocals were okay in some parts, I was very impressed with his work with One Night. This album is a hit and miss for me. It's a hit and miss, but you can tell the man loves Elvis. In case you want to check out Danzig Sings Elvis, it's through Cleopatra Records and you can access it now. Okay, so the next band I'm going to talk to you about is I Am Destruction and their album Nascency. This is sort of a deathcore record, deathcore incorporating elements of brutal death metal maybe, but damn it, it's very intense. There are sort of a lot of breakdowns, the guitars are gritty, the production is fantastic overall. Really love Ruinous Phantasm. This album's pretty short as well, it's about 36 minutes, but there's a lot of chaos and it's one of the best deathcore albums I've heard this year. It's intense as anything. It's really cool, and I love his vocals. His vocals incorporate those screams, those low growls, those deep growls, guttural growls. But damn, it's a really fun album overall. It's some really technical elements, some really nice guitar solos. It's definitely one of the best deathcore records I've heard. Dare I say, could be competing with Lorna Shore here. I don't know if it's death metal or deathcore. I can't really tell the difference. To me, it's deathcore, because it just sounds like a deathcore record. But damn, there are some certain elements of black metal as well, tremolo pickings. I think they also incorporate some grindcore on this album. But damn, it's a really fun and impactful album, so go check it out. By the way, if you want to check out this album, it's through Unique Leader Records, and it's out now. Okay, so one album I was so damn impressed was Black Curse, and the album Endless Wound. This album is aggressive, it's so loud, it's in your face. Well, I could say it's probably black and death metal because there are a lot of death metal elements. At times there's a lot of black metal elements throughout this album, but it's intense as anything. The drumming is insane. It's gonna easily get in my top 10, this album. Absolutely love Endless Wound, not to mention Lifeless Sanctum, which sounds so tribal when it's short, but it leads on to that epic song. Finality I Behold is like 8 minutes. It's very heavy, it's very gritty, and it's impactful as anything. So if you like that sort of stuff, go check out Black Curse. Black Curse is via Sepulchral Voice Records, which is out now. Okay, so we get on to some more technical death metal, and it's Ulcerate and the album Stare Into Death and Be Still. This is a technical death metal album, incorporating elements of doom metal, incorporating elements of black metal as well. All together, it's one huge torturous listen. It's a very fun, not easy listener for a beginner that wants to listen to technical death metal. There are certain time signatures throughout this album. It really reminds me of bands such as Deathspell and Mega. Except Ulcerate are better than them. Really enjoy this record because there are so many different time signatures throughout this album, and this album just flows like one whole fucking song. His vocals are so damn demonic. This song is so damn atmospheric. It's like this album just swallows you whole, gobbles you up. It's just overall a really cool album, and I just really like it. Really nothing bad I can say about this album, but it's out now as well, so go check it out. Okay, so now we're going to the new wave British heavy metal, and it's Cloven Hoof and the album Age of Steel. Cloven Hoof are a very interesting heavy metal band. It just reminds me of bands like Saxon, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and some really nice guitar moments throughout. It's like this band takes you on a journey throughout this album. They talk about Elizabeth Bathory, they talk about Adderley Hill as well, and they talk about many different historical moments and also the mythological world. Overall, it's a good, exciting, fun album. Really enjoy his vocals, some really nice guitar solos throughout this album. Bathory is a fantastic song by them. really fun album. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's less than an hour. If you like heavy metal, go check out Cloven Hoof. Okay, so the album of the week for this week is Warbringer and the album Weapons of Tomorrow. This album was released through Napalm Records. To be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to this album. I was looking at the time length, it was 52 minutes, and it was a thrash record. I can give and take thrash. There's some really good thrash, and there's some really bad thrash. This is a fantastic thrash album. It reminded me of bands such as Skeleton Witch, even Crater, like all these other bands. They also incorporate some blackened thrash throughout this album.
At the end of every road, a silent death.
And at times this album sounds like death metal, but it's still thrash. I just love the overall genre changes throughout this album. It's still thrash though, it still stays true to thrash, and overall Notre Dame is just a fantastic song. This album is a bit slow throughout the first 2 or 3 songs, but once it gets right in the middle, man, this album just hits another level because there are so many different changes. There's some black metal vocals as well throughout this album. This album is as intense as anything. Some really nice guitar solos. The drumming is immaculate as well. It's overall such a fun, hard-hitting, energetic album that is definitely going to make it in my top 10 for April, that's for sure. I was so damn entertained with this album, I really was. I thought it was a fucking banger. Not to mention Glorious End, the last track is an absolutely amazing song which just basically showcases everything what this album had into one whole song.
Till the laugh and the heart will prevail, for I am no.
To be honest, it's about an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. It's through Napalm Records if you want to check it out, and it's out now. Okay, so now as always, we go to Discovery, the albums I've explored this week. I've explored a few albums this week. So the first album was Tomb Mold and the album Manor of Infinite Thorns. Death metal album, and I'm a little bit torn with this album overall. Surely there are some really nice moments throughout this album, some really good technicality. I mean, Abyss Walk is a good song. The vocals and maybe the overall reduction of this album is quite a letdown in my opinion. This album's about 41 minutes. It's a pretty tight and cohesive album. To me, I have to have more listens. Okay, so the next album I checked out was Iced Earth Horror Show. This album was an okay album, in my opinion. It's not as good as Burn Offerings, the other Iced Earth album I checked out. I think Damien is probably the best song, but Dracula is a really cool song as well. Certainly heavy moments throughout this album, and there are some really nice guitar moments as well, but I just feel this album just lacks a little bit. It lacks in its direction. This album at times just seems a little bit boring in my opinion. What this album is the overall themes of horror. And although it's got an interesting concept, I just feel that this album lacks slightly. Dare I say, it's probably one of the worst albums by Iced Earth. Nothing can beat Burnt Offerings in my opinion. But I gotta say, Damien's an awesome song. And Dracula. Okay, so now we go into extreme metal, and it's Anaal Nathrakh and the album The Codex Necro. This is the last Anaal Nathrakh album I checked out, and can I just say, Anaal Nathrakh are definitely one of my favorite bands of all time at the moment because I absolutely love them. I love Anaal Nathrakh, I gotta say, and the Codex Necro is no different. Humanity is Cancer, what a fucking awesome song that is. Submission is for the weak, the Codex Necro, the Paradigm, unbelievable. This is a sort of a black metal grindcore album, you could say. The melody on this album is fantastic, and Dave Hunt's vocals throughout this album is just out of this world. They really are. His screams are incredible. He incorporates just harsh vocals throughout this album. This was their first album, and that was their last album to incorporate all harsh vocals. After that, you went to Domina Estignis, which had harsh vocals along with the cleaner vocals throughout the chorus. The Codex Necro is one of the best Anaal Nathrakh albums I checked out. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, if you like extreme metal or you like black metal grindcore mixed together, go check out the Codex Necro. Okay, so the next album I checked out was Dark Tranquillity and the album Fiction. Surely they stay true to the sound, Dark Tranquillity, but the vocalist also incorporates some cleaner vocals throughout this album, which really works. And what I really enjoy is how melodic this album is. This album's very melodic and it's quite catchy, and definitely not the best Dark Tranquillity albums I've heard. I mean, Atoma was out of this fucking world. I absolutely fucking love that album. But this album is pretty good. It's a pretty tight, it's a pretty cohesive album as well. So if you like sort of melodic death metal, go check out Dark Tranquillity. Okay, and finally, to end off Discovery, the album I checked out was Hooded Menace and the album Fulfill the Curse. Hooded Menace are a doom metal band. They are fantastic, some slow chugging guitarists. Like, this album feels like something out of a horror movie. At times they incorporate funeral doom, and incorporate some really nice drumming as well. And it's just a slow-paced album that you just can't help but enjoy. But the vocals, on the other hand, are so damn demonic, aggressive, and guttural. At times makes you feel so damn cold inside. But yeah, Hooded Menace, Fulfill the Curse is a fantastic album overall, and I would definitely recommend you to check out Fulfill the Curse. But guys, that's it for Discovery for this week. I want you guys to comment below your favorite albums of this week. Make sure you comment as well, since you have subscribed to my new channel. I want to see a bit of interaction by you guys as well as we slowly build up the new channel. And also comment below your requests. You can also request albums as well, guys, since we are a very small channel as well. Discovery will return next week, and I will see you in the next one.